Welcome to When Creativity Knocks All-Star Designer Holiday Series.
Today, Jonathan Fong shows you how to make an adorable Hanukkah cake to celebrate Hanukkah.
Hanukkah is one of my favorite holidays because you get to celebrate for 8 nights. So here is a centerpiece floral arrangement that actually lasts for the entire holiday season. This is a floral cake. It's a Hanukkah floral cake, which I call a Hanukkah cake. Get it? So it starts off with a base of floral foam. It's the Artesia wet foam from Floracraft, and it comes in these standard bricks. And what I'm going to do is just cut it in half so that we can actually make 2 cakes from each of these. And I'm going to make a cylinder shape by just shaving off the sides. And every time I see a corner, I'm just going to kind of round it off. So I go all the way around, and it kind of looks like a cylinder. It doesn't have to be perfect because once you put the flowers around it, you don't see the imperfections. And then it needs water. So just let it soak in a container of water and it'll float just naturally. Do not push it down, because if you push it down, it'll get air bubbles in the foam, and you don't want that. You want it solid with water, so it really soaks it up. So it's just like having like a vase of fresh water for the flowers. And you'll know it's done when it floats up onto the top of the water and there's no more like light green there. So I'll take that out and put it on a plate. Now you may be thinking, this is an awful small cake. It's more like a cupcake. But don't worry, because once we put flowers around it, the cake gets bigger and kind of like a more normal sized cake. Now that we have the floral foam ready, I am going to put the flowers on the side. And I'm using carnations because carnations look like frosting when you really come down to it. And I've taken white carnations, but I've sprayed them with the tinted from Design Master, and they have this wonderful blue tint, and I just lightly sprayed each of the blooms, and it's so gorgeous. I wish I had used this all my life, because this has changed my life to be able to custom dye my flowers. So I've cut each of the carnations so that there's just about a ½ inch of a stem, and you just insert it into the floral foam until it doesn't go in anymore because of this part of the carnation. I don't know what it's called, but when it stops, you can stop. And put it all the way around the bottom. Now, a common problem when people put these carnations in is they don't put it perpendicular to the edge. Now, you really want to do it that way, because if you kind of tilt it, you're going to get more of a dome shape. We don't want a dome shape, we want a cake shape. So it's going to go all the way around. And each cake takes about 3 rows of these carnations. This is the first row, and we'll just do 2 more rows up here. And this is how the cake looks with 3 rows of carnations. Isn't that beautiful? It looks like a real cake. Now, we need flowers for the top now, and it's a good idea to have flat flowers on the top. If you have like tulips or roses, they tend to like stick up a little bit more, and then it doesn't look like a cake. Again, it looks more domey, and we want it flat on the top. So I love to use mums. Mums or daisies are great. So I have these white mums, but I also sprayed them with Design Master glitter spray. So there's this beautiful glitter on them. And it's very subtle. It's not like, there's glitter all over the place. It just adds a beautiful sparkle to these. And I think it's a great touch to a Hanukkah cake. So I'm just going to cut these, and these go flat on the top. You see how gorgeous that looks? It just fills out the cake beautifully. It's amazing how I can cut flowers and talk on video at the same time. This actually is turning out better than when I did it at home. It's so perfect, look at that. And I'll put one more in the middle. Look at this gorgeous cake. So now that the cake is done, let's decorate it with some more Hanukkah-ish things. I have this really cool cake topper that we're gonna put on it, and it's a menorah cake topper. How perfect is that? And how perfect that Sizzix actually makes a die for menorah. What mensches at Sizzix to make this for us? And I'm going to run it through the Sizzix Big Shot with some aluminum. And I got this. This is actually a piece of aluminum roof flashing. I buy it in rolls at the hardware store, so it's very affordable, and I have a ton of metal that I can work with. And it works great with these Sizzix dies. A tip is to run it through like 2 or 3 times just to make sure that it perforates into the metal, and then it peels right off. And let me show you how great it looks. This is how it looks when it comes out of the Sizzix Big Shot. How gorgeous is that? And we're gonna decorate that now with some JudiKins Diamond Glaze and some JudiKins glass beads. It really makes the menorah alive with color and light. So let's decorate the menorah with the JudiKins Diamond Glaze and the glass beads. So what I'm doing is I'm working on the side of the menorah where there's a little bit of an indentation, because when I put it through the Sizzix Big Shot, there's one side that's flat and the other side has a little bit of an indentation to it, and I use that to help hold the diamond glaze. So I'm just going to put a little bit of diamond glaze on the flame here, and I'm making the flame the gold color glass bead, and then the candle part is going to be the teal glass beads. So let's look how great that looks. See, the diamond glaze has dimension to it. It's not flat. And then these glass beads are like glitter on steroids. They're so cool. Look how gorgeous that looks. And I'll show you how great the candle part looks with the teal. You see that? Wow, look at that. Gorgeous! And then when the whole thing is done, it looks like this. And I've hot glued a little skewer to the back of it so that when we put it on the cake, it goes right in. Now that is a cake topper. Now to finish off the cake, we're going to put a Happy Hanukkah ribbon all around it. Now this is one of my favorite things to do because we're going to custom make ribbon with Craft Attitude printable film. Now I love to make custom ribbon. Now can you imagine like buying custom ribbon? It would cost you hundreds of dollars to make your own ribbon. But you can do this instantly with Craft Attitude. And this is Craft Attitude in the package, and this is what it looks like when you take it out of the package. Well, not with a Happy Hanukkah on it. It's an empty sheet, and you put it through your inkjet printer, and make sure you print it in reverse. So I printed the Happy Hanukkah design in reverse. So it looks like a foreign language here, but it's actually in reverse. And then I cut it into strips, and then after I cut it into strips that will fit the ribbon, I spray it with Design Masters Tack 2000 spray adhesive, and then put it face down onto the ribbon. And I press it down and then peel off the protective layer, and you get instant customized ribbon. Don't you love that? It's like a little sash you could wear for Hanukkah, but it's supposed to go on the cake. So let me show you how it goes on the cake. Here's our gorgeous cake, and just put it around. I've sized it perfectly. And then tape the edge together. And there's our Happy Hanukkah cake, our Hanukkah cake. So I hope you have a great holiday season, whatever you're celebrating, and celebrate it with something beautiful like this cake.
I love what Jonathan did with fresh flowers.
Fantastic idea.
Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, find us on Flickr, and pin us on Pinterest.
And don't forget to sign up on our website to receive our weekly newsletter, and then you're eligible to win one of our prize boxes full of products from our series sponsors.